Welcome back to Athletic Everyday, day number 37. And this is the last upper body day of this week. And this one is the alternation from the previous one, which was bench, muscle up and front lever. Now it's press or overhead press, muscle up and front lever. And I can't lie, guys, I was feeling really, really good in this workout. I think when I used to do upper body days before, when I was kind of in the bodybuilding paradigm, I used to think that if it's not sore, it's not working. If you're not feeling sore after the workout, if it doesn't hurt, then it doesn't work. And I quickly came to realize how much of a limiting mindset that is when I started doing Athletic every day, when I started educating myself on how the body adapts, progressive overload, recovery, fatigue. And obviously, becoming a strength coach, you realize that sore isn't actually the enemy. It really isn't actually the goal. It really is the enemy. Soreness is the enemy when it comes to training with high frequency. If you want to have enough decent frequency and decent volume in your workouts, soreness should not be what you're aiming for. I've now come to realize that if you want to be able to train every day with decent frequency and get lots of volume in, then you don't want to be training at hell for leather every single workout. What you would rather do is to be able to train to the point where you're stimulating but not annihilating. That's a really great phrase from a fantastic strength coach by the name of Jay Couture. Go and check his channel out. Really, really good stuff in there if you want to build athleticism. But the concept of stimulate, don't annihilate is really, really ringing true for me at the moment. You can have a high intensity workout and you can do high intensity things in the workout, but you shouldn't do it to the point where your nervous system is completely fried the next day, because then that interrupts all of your subsequent training sessions. Training sessions should be able to piggyback off each other. They should complement one another. For example, the way I'm training, I always alternate my lower body power athletic days with my upper body, I guess athletic as well, doing athletic every day. But I alternate every day so that while I'm resting my legs from a power and explosive day, when I'm doing sprints, jumps, plyometrics, whatever it is, I'm not going to then do that again the next day, or I'm not going to do squats the next day, because I need to give my lower body a chance to rest. That's therefore a perfect opportunity to be working on upper body, to alternate like that. That's just one example. There's other ways that you can alternate training, not just upper lower, but that kind of mindset of wanting to be able to get as much frequency and volume in as you can without negating that by pushing yourself too hard one day. Stimulate, do not annihilate. So yeah, now zooming out and looking at the rest of the program with regards to upper body. I'm going to be doing another 2 weeks of strict press, and then I'm going to move into push press for another 5 weeks, before at the end where I'm going to move into split jerks and power jerks again once I've finished the vertical jump program. I am really missing doing Olympic weightlifting, and I feel like my lifts will definitely have depreciated because I haven't used them in a long time. You know, there's the phrase when it comes to training a specific modality: if you don't use it, you lose it. There's only certain number of things you can be exceptionally good at one time, or even half decently good in my case. So I'm kind of missing doing them because I know that the next time I do my snatch, I'm not going to be able to get to the point where I was at before, but that's okay. I'm definitely prioritizing for vertical jump at the moment, and it would be very, very amazing if I could get a dunk on 10 feet by the end of this program, but who knows? We've got another 7 weeks of the program left, and a lot can change in 7 weeks. And this is definitely what I need to be prioritizing right now. And it hurts because, yeah, there's one part of me that's like, I want to go and move back into Olympic weightlifting. I want to go and do different areas of calisthenics, but if you do that and you try and focus on too many things at once, it's like your energy's pointing in a million different directions, but it's only going sort of like 1 millimeter away from you. What you really need to do is point it all in sort of 1, maybe 2 directions, trying to focus as much of your intensity and effort on 1 or 2 things and get really, really good at those before you can then move on and prioritize and specialize in doing something else. So for me right now, that's going to be front lever, that's muscle ups, that's overhead press, vertical pushing movements, which will then eventually lead into split jerks and push jerks. And that's also vertical jump. So prioritizing for vertical jump at the moment is like the main thrust of my training. And so that's what you guys will be seeing tomorrow. I've got a vertical jump day tomorrow. I'm hoping I'll be able to get some good dunks in. Again, I'm going to keep the rim a little bit lower, 9.3, but maybe I will try and do some more flashy or slightly more difficult or challenging dunks, because I think that is a good way to challenge your vertical and to challenge your athleticism in the air more than just doing basic dunks, sort of one-handers, two-handers, right, left plant, left, right plant. I think that would be interesting to mess around with and see if I can do that on maybe 9 foot or even 8-9. I think that when you do that, you're not only working on the amount of air time you have to get, but what you actually do in the air and how you orient and sort of contort your body in midair to try and get the ball to do the specific trick you're doing. For example, a windmill, as you jump up, you have to have the ball cuffed in your hand, and then as you're in midair, you then have to bring the ball down. So the ball is trying to go downwards while you're trying to go upwards, and then you have to swing it round so that as the ball goes in, you're sort of kind of on the way down as well. It's a very, very difficult movement to do, but again, it's super duper athletic. One of my long-term lifetime goals is to be able to do a windmill in 10 feet. Whether I achieve that or not, I don't know if that's going to happen, but I'd like to believe that's going to happen, and I'm going to do everything in my power to make that happen. But it is, again, that and any kind of dunking on a high rim is just incredibly, incredibly athletic. Some of the best athletes in the world, at least for lower body and for tricks and finesse, are dunkers. You were talking about the Jordan Kilgannons. If you don't know Jordan Kilgannon, go and look at Jordan Kilgannon's YouTube channel. Isaiah Rivera, go and check out Isaiah Rivera's YouTube channel. Dan Gross. There's so many good athletic dunkers. And again, I'm not saying I'll ever be at that sort of tier. I just want to be able to get to the point where I can windmill on 10 feet. From a professional dunker's standpoint, a windmill is like a layup for them. It's really, really easy. So I feel like for an average person, average guy like me, average height, I'm 5'11", 6 feet. I don't have particularly long legs. I wouldn't say I'm naturally gifted as an athlete. It would be very, very interesting to see, and I'm very curious, which is why I'm doing all this training, to see how good of an athlete an average guy like me can become, and hopefully that will then inspire you guys to do the same. Because there's nothing particularly special about my genetics. I'm not particularly gifted. I don't think I have very much fast twitch dominant. I wouldn't say that I build muscle particularly easily. I'm not gifted in any way, in any sense. So if I am able to do all these athletic feats I mentioned previously in my lifetime athletic goals, then even if I just get close to doing them, wouldn't that be amazing? Anyway, that's pretty much it for today, guys, and I will catch you guys in the next one.